And we're live. We're live, we're live, we're live. That means it's time for a deep breath. A few of them, absolutely. You are on ACIM, A Course in Miracles, also known as being uncrazy, also known as being God. We remember our mantra for the year as we go through all 365 lessons in succession. Make a commitment. An untrained mind can accomplish nothing. That means unless we meditate, unless we bring our mind, harness the mind like riding a horse, unless we conquer the incessant stream of thought, and come out of duality consciousness and return the mind to its rightful state of wholeness, holiness, and oneness with Source and all, we will be crazy if we don't do that. Now, the level of crazy varies from person to person. And what do we call crazy? Guilt, belief in sin, shame, anger, hatred, duality, deception, fear, ignorance, greed, all that is not love. Deep breath. Welcome, you amazing, amazing being of love and light. Welcome. As we breathe, we clear the mind. It's called a meditative state, altered states of consciousness, where we simply allow the lower mind to be still. It is always yipping, yapping, and yelling. The still small voice is a whisper, an inkling. It is subtle. It is easy to dismiss or disregard or not even hear in the first place. Calm the mind. Become master of yourself. Breathe deeply. Slow down. No need to rush. Feel your feelings, all of them. Open to new ideas, open to new ways of being, open to something new. Completely still. Now we connect with the forces that are cosmic forces for our good, for the good of all humanity. Angels, archangels, ascended masters, way showers, teachers, guides, the Orisha, the Loa, All of the guiding cosmic forces as source emanates for our everlasting good. We connect with these cosmic powers because we know that the dark forces are unleashed on planet Earth, and we are the answer. Number one among the dark forces unleashed on humanity and which humanity is soaking in is fear. And we bring love and light to all we do, dispelling fear. Today, from A Course in Miracles, we receive yet another reason not to fear. Breathing deeply as a habit, as a way of being, we open our eyes and engage the lesson, A Course in Miracles, either reading in the Blue Book or online at acim.org. Opening our eyes slowly. Breathe in that good ass prana, baby. Come on, Ralph Smart. Come through, Infinite Waters. I just had an Infinite Waters moment. Come through. He's everywhere. Obviously, he visited us this morning. Let's roll. A Course in Miracles, lesson 163. Screen share. Here we go. Look at you, incredible being, honoring your commitment, showing up every day, being spectacular, having the most amazing experiences with your health, your money, your wealth, your prosperity, your mind, your relationships, all of it. Oh, it's about to get even betterer now. Betterer is a word. It's about to get betterer. There is no death. The Son of God is free. There is no death. Tell yourself, there is no death. Tell yourself, there is no death. Tell yourself, there is no death. There is no death. Now, Robert, our amazing brother who was with us at the Christian Witches Convention, he sent me an article a few weeks ago that stated that consciousness cannot be killed. Of course, we knew this. Energy cannot be killed. That your consciousness actually, scientists are now saying your consciousness actually leaves your avatar and goes into another avatar. It could go into a multiverse. Your consciousness continues beyond your death. This we always knew. Now we have scientific proof. Death is a thought. What is death? Death is a thought. There is no death. Death is a thought that takes on many forms, often unrecognized. Sometimes we don't even recognize the form death takes. It may appear as sadness. That's death. Fear. That's death. Thinking we're going to die. Anxiety. Oh my goodness, something's going to happen to me. It might kill me. Or doubt. I don't think I ought to do that because it might not be safe to do that. I could die. As anger. I don't know why you're messing up my life while I'm here because I'm going to die. Faithlessness. I don't want to do that because I don't know if that'll lead me to dying. And lack of trust. I better take care of myself. I don't know if I can count on this universe. If I'm going to survive, I gotta take on myself. Concern for bodies. Oh my goodness, I gotta keep taking myself to the doctor. Gotta keep taking myself to get my checkup. I got 17 checkups and I got 17 jabs. I gotta make sure. Envy. Do they like them better than they like me? I want what they have because if I get what they have, it'll help me survive longer. And all forms in which the wish to be as you are not may come to tempt you. There are many temptations for you to be what you are not. All such thoughts are but reflections of the worshiping of death as savior and as giver of release. Somehow, well, I'll just go on out. I thought that. I'm just going to take myself out and it's just in this too hard, it's too much. If death is going to release you, no, you're going to do it again. Your consciousness is going to go probably immediately into a doppelganger in another universe that's having some experience, maybe even worse than the one you're having in this universe. Embodiment of fear. Fear living in the body. Cancel, 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 delete, release. The host of sin. Fear is the host of sin because here's how it works. You do something that is a mistake, yet because of judgment, we call it bad. Then it moves into the sin category rather than into the mistake sphere. It now is a sin. And because we think we did something bad, we committed a sin. Now here comes guilt. Guilt carries with it punishment. Punishment means that you will make yourself pay punitively. You will exact punitive damages from yourself, just like a lawsuit, which means you will self-sabotage. You will sabotage yourself out of all your goodies. Your goodies are coming to you from the universe all the time, every day, all day. And you'll stab them and kill your goodies, your blessings, the wealth, the health, the wonderful relationships. Will sabotage it because we think deep down inside, we think we did something bad. That's guilt or shame. Deep down inside, we think we are bad. Does embodiment of fear, the host of sin, God of the guilty, death is God of the guilty, and the Lord of all illusions and deceptions. Death is the Lord of all illusions and deceptions. Does the thought of death seem mighty? In the tarot, the book of wisdom, 78, we could call them chapters in the book of tarot. The death card is number 13. It's always the one they show on TV. So freaking predictable. The other day I was watching a show and there was a gypsy and she did a reading and she had all the cards. And I'm like, here comes the death card. You can freaking predict it. Because those who are the occult forces that are making these movies and things like that know about tarot and know the true meaning of it and hope you never find out the true meaning of it. Don't come into a mystery school. Death in the tarot does not mean death. It means transmutation, change of form. So scary. For it seems to hold all living things within its withered hand. He's coming with the sickle for you and the long hooded black robe and the hand that looks like a skeleton and the bone face. And he's going to reach out that skeletal hand and get you. Sounds like something we should be talking about over a campfire and scaring children. Because kids like to be scared. Ooh, tell us more of this scary story. Yeah, kids love that stuff. Except we grew up and we kept telling ourselves scary stories and we forgot to be like kids. Ha 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 ha, get, a little titillating jolt out of being afraid and don't take it seriously, go to bed and still be joyful. No, we started believing our own lies. All hopes and wishes in its blighting grasp. All goals perceived, but in its sightless eyes. Right now, there are people who want to live forever in this incarnation, in this body, because they consider themselves a body. So if you consider yourself a body, you would want to be in this body forever because you know you're immortal. That are right now paying college kids and teenagers to take plasma out of their body, not just the blood out of their body, plasma out of your body, paying them a pittance to do that for the energy and going to a very expensive, quote unquote, therapy that will help you live forever and getting the blood injected into you and the plasma injected into you so that you can live forever. There are people who are putting their bodies in the cryo state, freezing the body. When this body is over, burn it, please. Putting the body, heaven must be howling laughing at us, putting a pile of atoms and molecules in a cryo state just in case they find a way to bring me back to life. All this we do because we believe in death. If you knew that your consciousness was immortal and you were just going to go to another body or you were just going to go somewhere else in the multiverse, would you be trying to prop this pile of dirt and minerals up forever? Of course not. Wow. All goals perceived but in its sightless eyes. All the goals we have to accomplish before we get too quote unquote old. Because let me do it while I'm young. Have your kids while you're young. Because otherwise, you know what's coming for you. And we can't just die old age first. And you have to suffer for a long time. And you have to be sick. And you have to poop your pants and let people take care of you. People you love. Isn't this a sad story? People you love have to wipe your poop off you. Isn't this a sad? Like, who wants that story? Why do we believe that story? The frail, the helpless, and the sick that bow down before its image. Oh, here comes our God, Lord of Death. He's going to take us soon. He's going to reach out his bony skeletal hand and take us all. Thinking it alone is real. Death is, the only two things you can be certain of, death and taxes. Where's God? The only thing I can be certain of is God. The helpless and the sick bow down before its image, thinking it alone is real. Only death is real. Inevitable, oh, we're all gonna go. Worthy of their trust, I can be so trusted in this Lord of nothingness that when he comes and casts a shadow across my sickly, pale flesh as I gasp and take my last breath, I will just take his hand and helplessly go with him. I can't avoid it. Worthy of trust, for it alone will surely come. We have whole shrines to death. They're called cemeteries. Shrines. All things but death are seen to be unsure. I don't know about love. I don't know if you love me, but you don't have no doubts about death. Oh, death is coming for you. It's coming for us all. And everybody, we all acknowledge this falsity in our conversations, leave a legacy. You've got to do something so amazing while you're here. The Western society took it and just, mangled it to be get all the money that you can while you're in this life and make people worship you. Right? Legacy. What's a legacy? Another song to death, an ode to death. Oh, death, you're coming for me, so I must do something about it. And if I don't do something about it, my name will forever be forgotten. I will have never existed. Huh! Consciousness exists. That's all consciousness actually does, is exist. All things but death are seen to be unsure, too quickly lost, however hard to gain. Joy, not certain about joy, not certain about love, but certain about death. Uncertain in their outcome, apt to fail the hopes they once engendered. When you were young, you had so many hopes and aspirations, then life beat you down. Now I'm too old, I'm getting too close to, I'm about to, kids, let me get my things in order. One day your mama's not going to be here. What I tell my kids, one day I'm going to be able to hug all of y'all equally and I'm going to have the time of my life. I'm going to be able to be with all my kids at the same time. That's fabulous. I'm because you'll be non-local. I'm not non-local now. I can send part of my consciousness there, I'm this and this and this. Magic being non-local, you'd be everywhere at once. too quickly lost, however hard to gain, uncertain in their outcome, apt to fail the hopes they once engendered, and to leave the taste of dust and ashes in their wake in place of aspirations and of dreams. All your dreams died. Why? Not because they couldn't come true, not because you couldn't do what is required for your dreams to come true. They died because we believe in time and what happened. The dream didn't come to pass, to fruition in this dimension. It's already living in another dimension. We did not. The only way you know about it is that it already exists. Your doppelganger probably got in contact with you and told you that in that other universe, there are they're very rich, or this person is a queen, or this person is a king in one of the other universes, and they contacted you. And you might be the lowest, littlest expression. I could be the least successful expression of all my doppelgangers. And the rest of them are looking at me like, hey, you're bringing down the property values because you're really connected to all your doppelgangers in all the universes in an infinite web of knowingness and life. So why did our dreams that we were so enthused about before, why do we just not let ourselves get too hyped, too happy, too elated about something, about what we're creating? Just tamp it down, because I don't want to be disappointed again. I have the taste of dust and ashes in my mouth. And you know that every attempt, if it takes 2, 3, 4, 5 years, that's 2, 3, 4, 5 years of your life, quote unquote, because death is counted on. But death is counted on. Your dreams and aspirations, the biggest dreams you have, they're not counted on. Oh, but death is counted on. And we just keep taking our dreams and aspirations down. Every quote unquote failure, which is just don't do it this way, do it another way. That's all that is. It's just information. Every informative packet of information we receive, we think it's failure. We get disgusted, disappointed. We go down. And then it's harder for us to get back up and muster what is required to go up your Mount Everest and be epic, magnificent. Because I don't have that much time left. I'm getting tired. You're getting tired because you're thinking about dying. You wouldn't get tired if you were thinking about living. Drake said it, everybody dies, but not everybody lives. You're going to die without ever having lived. Wow. But we'll learn, because when you drop this avatar and you go into another somewhere, your consciousness goes somewhere. You'll keep evolving. And one day you'll say, wow, I've done this a million times. You've already had memory of it. You've awakened ancient memory that this is not all there is. You've awakened ancient memory that you might have been in 1,000 bodies by now. Maybe 10 times that much. You've awakened to, I think something killed me before and I'm still here. You've awakened to things in this life could have killed me, I'm still here. But death is counted on. We don't go for our dreams and aspirations. I'm talking about the big ones. I'm not talking about writing one book. I'm talking about writing a whole series of books that billions of people read. Harry Potter. I'm not talking about make one video. I'm talking about make movies, Tyler Perry. I'm not talking about have a podcast and talk to interesting people. I'm talking about talk to amazing people all over the planet, Oprah Winfrey. Do you understand that this level of greatness is in you? But we're counting on death, not the greatness. For it will come with certain footsteps when the time has come for its arrival. It will never fail to take all life as hostage to itself. It's just going to take all of us. No one's exempt. The tarot card is representing our beliefs. You see the kid laying there on the ground, killed the kids. You see the king laying there, no matter how much gold he has, he couldn't stop the dark one from coming. The princess, oh, I'm dying, the virgin, whatever she is, with the little wreath on her head, a little, oh, I'm dying. And here comes death on the horse. Not on a pale horse, on a black horse, no less. Just galloping. Just everything dead all around him. That's what we believe. And then we believe, well, that's it for you. It's the end. We believe that when the body comes to an end, you have come to an end. Harmony, tap mic. Gracias. That's what we believe. When the body has come to an end, you've come to an end. Would you bow down to idols such as this? I can't bow down to an idol like that. Here is the strength and might of God himself perceived within an idol made of dust. We are trying to get the body to be in the strength of God, when we ought to get our mind in the strength of God, and the body will follow. Here is the opposite of God, proclaimed as Lord of all creation. We believe in death more than we believe in God. Stronger than God's will for life, that death is somehow going to be able to take you, stronger than God's will. The endlessness of love and heaven's perfect, changeless constancy. Here we think that this thing is stronger than the infinite love of heaven and the constancy of our Mother, Father, God. God never waxed or waned. God is here forever and ever, always has been, always will be. Amen. Here is the will of Father and of Son defeated finally. Well, they got you before you lived out your destiny. That's not possible. And laid to rest beneath the headstone death has placed upon the body of the Holy Son of God. Here they are. We're in the cemetery. We were just in the cemetery in New Orleans. Oh, we saw many crypts. And guess what we saw in all the pictures of the crypts? All the spirits that was still there. Some of them you could see the face on the crypt looking out at us. We're going to post some of them on the Christian Witches Facebook fan page, on the Christian Witches website. You can see them. Now, we took pictures in pitch black cemeteries. We were in the cemeteries at night. Pictures, because the naked eye is not going to be able to see them because you're not capturing all the spectrums of light. The naked eye it's a bad receiver of all reality. You can only see a tiny bit. The human eye, it can't even see in the dark. And I mean, a lot of nocturnal creatures could see really well in the dark. It can't see heat seeking like some animals can see heat seeking. It can't do any of that. Your eyes they're good enough. Just know that they're seeing about 1% of all reality. The other 99% we're not seeing. The eyes see in a sliver of reality. That's what the eyes are seeing. So our eyes wouldn't be able to see these spirits on camera. And some of these phones that can capture. Oh, we saw all kinds of things in those cemeteries dancing around us on camera. But we have an idol. We're going to the cemetery. This is what they do to the dead. This is what they do to bodies. While the consciousness is, it's still hanging out here. Consciousness kept on going. Here is the opposite of God's. God proclaimed as Lord of all creation. We cannot worship idols, the opposite of God's will. Put the body in the ground, or in New Orleans, as all the spirits are kind of water bound, right? It's said that spirits can't travel over water. That's what it said. And because New Orleans is surrounded by water, and it's like a bowl, right? It's water underneath, it's water everywhere. The spirits are just all right there. They never left. Most haunted place on the planet that I've experienced. Everything's haunted in New Orleans. Everything's got you saw the lights when I was in New Orleans. There was some being clicking the lights on and off because they probably used to live in that building. That was a huge old building that they had redone. Haunted AF. Almost like that Salem, the Hawthorne Hotel in Salem. It even looks haunted. You walk down the hallway, it's like this is one of them old hotels. It's just a lot of spirit activity. So all that spirit activity, you have 4 million dead, quote unquote, spirits, 400,000 living people in New Orleans. So the dead, quote unquote, dead people outnumber the living 10 to 1. For every living person, there's 10 dead people. Now I have a question for you. Why are all these hauntings going on if these people were really dead? Why are all these pictures in the cemetery showing us faces and lights and figures and all of that you cannot see with your eyes, even though you're looking? You could be standing in the cemetery, a spirit could be right here on your face. And unless you were sensitive to those kind of energies, you definitely wouldn't see it with your eyes, right? Because spirits don't usually have the wherewithal to move things in the third dimension. It's very hard for them to move things in the third dimension, but the ones that are really evolved can do it. All that. We go to the cemetery. I haven't been in I don't even know where my people are buried. My mom's not buried nowhere because my mom got cremated. My grandma and grandpa and all them, I don't know where they're buried. They took us to the cemetery when it happened. I don't remember. There's no way I would go put flowers. Here's the tombstone. Oh, here lies so-and-so. From this day to this day. Oh, then in network marketing, they tell you your dash. Live your dash because dash is so important. That dash between born and died. What do you do with your dash? That's what personal development will tell you. Your dash is so important. It's your life because you're going to die, right? More odes to death. And the headstone says your name on it. And people think you're there. So they go and put flowers on there, offerings on there. You're not there. Unholy in defeat. That's us. All of us who are sing praises to death. Oh, death, we worship you. And we just hope we get another day. Unholy in defeat. He has become what death would have him be. His epitaph, which death itself has written, gives no name to him, for he has passed in dust. It says but this: here lies a witness, God is dead. Boom. What if every tombstone said, here lies a witness, God is dead? Because if you can die, God can die. And this it writes again and still again, while all the while its worshipers agree and kneeling down with foreheads to the ground, worshiping death. You get up, you still got the dirt on your forehead. They whisper fearfully that it is so. Why we crying so much at funerals? Because we know it's coming for us soon. Or not so soon. Somewhere in time, gonna meet up with death. Space-time is a lie, death is a lie. It is impossible to worship death in any form and still select a few you would not cherish and would yet avoid while still believing in the rest. We can't believe in some expressions of death, but say we don't believe in the others. For death is total. Either you believe in death or you don't. Either all things die or else they live and cannot die. Either you die or you cannot die. Pick one. It is total. It is total. Truth is total. Truth is true and nothing else is true. No compromise is possible. No compromise is possible. For here again, we see an obvious position which we must accept if we be sane. An untrained mind can accomplish no thing. I won't be crazy today or any day. What contradicts one thought entirely cannot be true unless its opposite is proven false. Can you prove that you do not continue to exist after death? Let's just take the most hardcore person who would just not believe any of this, an atheist. An atheist has no proof that you do not continue living after death. Just like some people say, some atheists would say, well, there's no proof I continue living after death. Yeah, but you can't prove that you don't either. Some atheists would say, you can't prove God. Yeah, but you can't not prove God. So that's what made me not really think that the atheist was the way to go. But in the Enneagram, I am a 7-wing 6, and the 6 is the skeptic. Skeptics don't believe anything. I have a very skeptical part of my personality structure, and it serves me well because I don't just believe things. I experience them, and then I say what it is for me. If it can't be proven false, then somehow you have to ask yourself, I can't prove that this is not true. I can't. So what am I going to do with my consciousness? Am I going to continue to bow down and worship my real God more than God, ultimate reality, infinite intelligence, spirit, source, the divine, more than worship the divine? I will worship death. Is that what you'd like to do? I mean, you do have a choice. You could do anything you like with your mind. Just know that you will have all the consequences. You will have all of the ramifications and repercussions that go with those thoughts. It's a bag of thoughts. We heard death is a thought. All is mind. You could throw out that thought if you want. Universal law says all is mind. Death is a rogue thought in the mind. You can throw out a thought anytime you want to. The idea of the death of God is so preposterous that even the insane have difficulty in believing it. You could be insane and you still know that there's something to you far more than your body. For it implies that God was once alive and somehow perished, killed, apparently, by those who did not want him to survive. All the cemeteries, all our shrouds, the only reason that all of the funeral homes exist at all is because we believe in death. And they speak in hushed tones. What would you like your beloved to wear? That'll be $20,000. A coffin. This is our best cedar coffin inlaid with gold. And they have on a suit. And you ever wondered why, even in the hood, the funeral home was the best looking place in the neighborhood? It was up there on par with the church. Now, I grew up in quote unquote the hood. I didn't know it when I was growing up in the hood. I just thought that this was life till I got out of it and I was like, oh, damn. Okay, anyway, you ever notice that you walk in a neighborhood or any neighborhood, these are neighborhoods in America. I don't necessarily say that this is so everywhere. You ever notice how you could even be in the hood and you happen upon a funeral home and it looks beautiful? The driveway, the gates, the shrubbery, perfectly manicured shrubbery. You go in, everyone's wearing a suit, flowers everywhere. It's beautiful. These are temples to death. Sometimes we put the dead right at the church. Oh, and we're walking past the dead. Oh, they're gone. As we go into the church, yay, God, thank you, God, hallelujah. But my boo is gone. We think God died. We killed God. Their stronger will could triumph over his. And so eternal life gave way to death, and with the Father died the Son as well. We're one with our source. If you die, it means God dies. We killed him. God is dead. Wow, we finally see God is dead. Death worshipers may be afraid. You would have to be afraid if you're worshiping death. You would have to be afraid. You don't really have any choice. And yet, can thoughts like these be fearful? If they saw that it is only this which they believe, they would be instantly released. It's just a thought. And you will show them this today. We will show everyone today there is no death. The Son of God is free. And we renounce it now in every form for their salvation and our own as well. This doesn't mean being unkind to people. People are experiencing some kind of what they perceive as loss. Oh, they love me. And mom is standing right there, and you can see mom, and you can feel mom, or you're smelling the perfume, or the air got cold all of a sudden. You're like, okay, I understand. And inside, you just hold the truth as you hug them and hold them. You just know the truth. That's enough for you to know the truth. There is no death, and we renounce it now in every form for their salvation and our own as well. God made not death. Whatever form it takes must therefore be illusion. This is the stand we take today, and it is given us to look past death and see the life beyond. Every religious path, every spiritual path tells you you don't die. They all have a little variation of the story that you're going to go somewhere wonderful. You don't end when you drop your stunt double body avatar communication device. You keep going. Consciousness keeps going. Here's our prayer. Our Father, bless our eyes today. We are your messengers, and we would look upon the glorious reflection of your love, which shines in everything. We live and move in you alone. We are not separate from your eternal life. There is no death, for death is not your will. And we abide where you have placed us. In the life we share with you and with all living things, to be like you and part of you forever. We accept your thoughts as ours, and our will is one with yours eternally. Amen. Breathe it in. For those on the live stream, we notice that these words are highlighted on the screen. Take a screenshot of this prayer or raise up your camera. I'm doing it myself now. And take a picture of this prayer. Raise up your camera and just take a picture. And carry this with you throughout the day. And what we're going to do is we are going to say this prayer throughout the day. This is my new favorite prayer. And I don't pray to a God, that fell away a long time ago. Oh, please, God, give me this, give me that. You're one with God. God already knows everything. You already know everything. Stop it. Stop being little. A spiritual badass doesn't need to pray, begging for things. This prayer is an affirmation of the truth to tell your own mind. You don't need to tell God, oh God, you're eternal. Oh God, I'm eternal. God already knows that. This is for your own crazy mind, for my crazy mind. This is an incredible prayer. I feel this prayer is so important. I'm going to write it out today. I'm going to write it out every day, probably for the next 30 or 40 days, because I've got to commit this prayer to memory. I've got to. It's a must. The floor is open.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Queen. How you loving?
I'm loving. I will not pray today or any day. I like that line. I will not be crazy today or any day.
Or any day.
I enjoyed this because, we do not thinking because our minds have been trained to, as you said, honor death. And I was given I was given a view or I was given the awareness, or I allowed myself to have an awareness that death is not, there is no such thing as death. And I told the story before several times of how when my mother was taking her last breaths as we stood around her bed in the hospital, and we agreed to take her off life support because that's not what she wanted. My father, who had passed a few years before my mother, was there to escort her to her next existence. Because he said, don't worry. His voice was clear to me, and I was the only one that heard it. And I believe that was a gift to me, so that I would know that there is no such thing as death, and that I would be able to assist, my siblings as well as others to know that death does not exist. And it brings me, as I go through my experiences in this life, and I talked about how I had an experience at the doctor's office, and she's trying to give me all these vaccines. She's just throwing them out, and I didn't even know there were all these vaccines out there to be even had. And I just simply said, it's not necessary. And it seems like it just almost never stops with the death thing. You need and she said, these are precautionary. That's what she said. Just in case. Just in case of what? What do you mean? I just found that it was really funny to me, and maybe I had more fun in her office than I should have because I was not moved by this. I remember when I was a kid, there were movies, the Final Destination movies, if you remember those.
Oh my goodness, they were such.
They were all about cheating death.
Oh yeah.
The person, the character, didn't die when the Grim Reaper came knocking. So the whole movie is
bizarre
based
death.
on trying not to
still
die,
get them anyway.
To cheat death per se.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been all around us and in our memories, and it brings great comfort to know that I am consciousness, I am God, as we all are. And there is no death, And I saw that firsthand, or I experienced that firsthand once when my father spoke to me telepathically, and he said, don't worry, I got her now, don't worry. I thought that was very beautiful. And even though they hadn't been together in many, many years, they divorced when I was a child, about 7, 8. And it was like he was the one, even though she had a husband at that time, but my father was the one that came to greet her and escort her on. Life is beautiful.
It is.
And I also like what you said when you were saying, people are. You can die. Some will die without ever living. why living in the now is so important. Because if you're living in this now moment, you have no time to think about death because you're counting your blessings for what you're experiencing in that moment. So this was a very nice reminder, a very nice reminder. And also knowing that our ancestors are present, of which most of us, especially if you're on this call, you know that your ancestors are present.
You know it.
You know, because, you know, this is a Christian witches community. And those that you don't know that, yeah, they're all around us and here to assist us. All we have to do is ask for help. So I'm very appreciative this morning, and I'm very thankful. And I'm complete for now.
Delicious. Family's been quiet lately, huh? We've been quiet.
Yeah, I noticed that.
We've been quiet lately.
The floor is open. You can come on out.
I have a message for us. And this message is critical. This message is critical. This message is so critical that I am going to call some people with it because it's that critical. Yes, Soul Whisperer, don't we love doing that? Going to deeper levels, we love it. Here's the message. There is a true will. The Course talks about will, capital W, will. The will of what? The will of life, also known as God, also known as Source or the whole universe. Consciousness. What is the will of consciousness? The will of consciousness is that everyone is sovereign, that all the children of Source are free. That you know you are love, you are infinite, you are immortal, you cannot be enslaved, you cannot be controlled, that each person is a sovereign being. You know your divinity, you know that you are so much more than a human. You know that first and foremost, you are a current of energy known as consciousness. Not only energy, energy with information. Now, you know all this about yourself. You wouldn't be here if you didn't. You wouldn't tune in. It would just be too inconvenient to wake up early every morning and be with this, you know, wild lady on YouTube. Like, for what? You know this. That's why we're here every morning. We know this. And because you know this, you know that there is something that you are here to do. You know that there is some purpose that you are serving in the upliftment of humanity out of shackles and being slaves. They used to enslave only certain groups of people. This group of people, that group of people. And we used to take turns enslaving each other, right? Because Africans, we talk a lot in the African-American diaspora about being taken as slaves. Nobody talks about African people had slaves for gougots of years. We already had slaves. So we all understood slavery. We all understood that concept. And we also understand freedom, and freedom is the highest aspiration of the soul. There's something in you that must experience freedom. Love. That's why you're here every morning. So what is the universal will for us? If you don't want to think of it as God, think of it as the universe. Because God's not a person. Our source wants one thing and one thing only for everyone to be happy, to be free, to be thriving, to be in love, to express your true divine nature. Is that what we have on this planet now? No. We have people who are enslaved. They think they need to run to a doctor every 10 minutes. They think they need pills just to survive. They can't have an emotion without going off the deep end and grabbing for more opioids. They are running around waving guns, killing people. or people that have volunteered their avatar to just drop their avatar and move their consciousness somewhere else. They're starting wars, and you have almost all people's money wrapped up in BlackRock. Just look it up. Just look it up. You have the conglomeration of power, of wealth and power in a few hands on this planet, maybe 12 places on this planet for billions of people. And these sort of 12 centralized, I don't even think it's more than 12. 12 may be generous. It could be less than 10. 10 entities that hold all the wealth. There's some scraps for everybody else. 537 new billionaires minted during 2020 and 2021. New billionaires. 500 and some odd new billionaires. When what was happening to all the other people? You were probably toast, right? In some form or fashion. Pardon me. Unless you were free. If you're a sovereign being, you had no change whatsoever. Matter of fact, it helped you. It was a benefit for you. You're talking about people that are so dastardly that they have taken over the food supply, including the food supply to your babies. Think about how dastardly that is. That is freaking dastardly, who demonized breast milk and took over the nutrition of your baby. How far will we let these dark forces go? Do you not see that this is nothing but untrained minds, wounded minds, traumatized little children that are now being driven to politics? Something in their mind makes them have to control everyone and everything. And you're going to just sit by while all the people go to doctors and get poisoned, and while all the people on the planet get jabbed multiple times and it doesn't work. We already have the proof it doesn't work. While all the people keep eating bad food, while all the people keep going to a job. Then when you get to a job, this system is so deep and so horrific that to free yourself of it should be your only objective. And that when you do go to a job, you want to put some money in the 401k. My daughter called me the other day. Mom, they're talking about the 401k. I was like, run. It's such a sham, a theft. I used to sell mutual funds. Mutual funds are some of the biggest legalized theft going on the planet. Your 401k, they're totally robbing you. The banks robbing people in concert with the government, who's just printing more money and printing more money. And the Cantillon effect, you stand next to the money printer, you get some. You get a whole bunch. You work in a job and prices are going higher and higher, and you're trying to get a payday loan. What about those people? None of you probably are having that experience. What about those people? Do you not see that humans are the only ones that have to pay for food on this planet? We're supposed to be the highest intelligence on this planet, and we are the only species that has to pay to survive. But you're not going to get up and live your destiny and speak truth to lies and speak power to those power mongers who would try to control you and your children through the most covert and overt means possible. Do you not see what's happening on the planet? But you're too afraid to write your book. You're too afraid to stand up and make a video on YouTube. You're too afraid to tell your Christian family, hey, I'm a witch and I'm going to do some magic for all of us. You're too afraid to stand up, BC. No, they might see me. You're too afraid to dox yourself. You're too afraid to say, I'm a magician and I'm here to change the world and proceed to do it. Then you are with the dark forces. Because pick a side. Pick a side. I remember we were about to initiate one of our initiates in the mystery school. And he was pondering, should he go to the light side or to the dark side? It was a good question because the dark side has a lot of power, and the dark side also known as selling your soul to the devil, enslaving we don't do any initiations into the dark side. We don't do any left hand path stuff. I don't. That's my own choice. I'm a warrior in the light. Period. End of story. I am a warrior in the light with my sword and my shield and my feet shod with the good news. The whole suit of armor that Paul talks about is all energetic. I do spiritual warfare with entities that would seek to co opt the consciousness of humanity and turn us all into robots for their bidding. Now, if that's not dastardly, what are you waiting for? Are you waiting for the whole planet to just be completely enslaved? What are we waiting for? Yet, here's the call. So if you haven't answered the call by now, all good. Maybe it was just time for you to hear Auntie say, listen, boo, listen. Okay, here's the deal. You're either with the dark forces or you are a warrior of the light. You are either going along in shackles or you are part of the resistance living in Zion. Either you are coming with all you have, and your number one thing in your life is the great work. That's the number one thing in my life is the great work. People, oh, they always applaud me. They say, oh, Casey, you're so amazing. You're so committed. You come here every morning. Freaking, if I could be here all day, I would be here all day because humanity is in trouble. Humanity is in freaking trouble. And it's getting worse. And then they just put social media in front of you and you just scroll all day. And now they're going to put this headset on your head and just give me a headset and put it on my head and just go straight into my brain all day. And I'm just going to be in a metaverse. And then they're going to put another ad in front of you. Before you know it, you're sitting in a chair with a tube of fake food going into your vein. And you're just a straight up battery in the matrix. We've been saying this for years. Come on, Soul Whisperer, we're warrior in the light over here. That means if you are a warrior in the light, your number one consideration, this is where I'm going to step on some toes. I'm coming for you right now. I'm coming for you right now. I'm going to see. We're going to see who's the warrior in the light. Your number one consideration is vanquishing the forces of darkness. That's why I'm on the planet, to dispel fear and ignorance. What are the forces? Fear and ignorance. People don't know what's happening to them and they're too afraid to do anything about it. I need my job. Someone couldn't come back from Dubai. Well, not that she couldn't come back from Dubai. She wasn't on our retreat because all our retreat people got to where they were going and back and forth, even beyond our own resistance. This was another person that was with another group. And it was a group of them, and all of them got their tests done, and she tested positive for COVID. Well, if you keep sticking something up everybody's nose, you're going to find something. One dude said he tested positive for COVID 4 times. Like, whatever. If you keep sticking something up everybody's nose, you're going to find something because you're looking for something. Anyway, she was perfectly fine. Perfectly healthy people walk around just fine. And he told her she couldn't leave. She couldn't travel for 10 days. After, oh my God, it tests. Now they dropped all of it. It tells you it was a sham. It was bullshit all along. So she couldn't return. And other people left, the whole group left. There's no way we would leave someone. There's no way we would leave someone. Okay, so anyway, and not do anything about it. Because that's not what you do in community. You don't leave a warrior of the light on the battlefield. Okay, so we were simply seeking to help and support and say, hey, you could do this, you could do that. You can get yourself out of there if you want to. No. I can't do any of that because I work for the government. Well, when she said that, I said, well, I'm just going to hold the candle and light a candle for your soul because you're a slave. If you work for the government, you're a slave. You are a slave. They put a tag around your neck. Prove me wrong. You need a hit, a fix every 2 weeks. You can't live without it. They hooked you. And you up there looking at the paper saying that you're going to retire in 30 years and you're going to get this much money every month. Whoop-de-doo. I'm going to get 2/3 of my salary. You can't even freaking live on the salary you got now. Oh, but you're going to live on 2/3 of it. Man, they hoodwinked these people. Man, you're hoodwinked. You couldn't get me to go in a federal building unless I was going in there to save some souls, because you walk into a federal building. I lived in the DMV. All the federal buildings are locked down. They're concrete. They're filled with fluorescent light. They're poisoning you all day long. They got you in a box called a cubicle. Why would somebody sit in a box for 8 hours? I don't know. Maybe they're giving you something so wonderful that you're sitting in a box for 8 hours that they're going to promise you something wonderful. No, they're slaving you. You can get out your box at this time. You have to be back at your box at this time. You want to go set your boo in Jamaica on the beach? It's called a vacation day. We have it how many days you can have. You can't go over. Most of them don't even go over. They come to their box every day voluntarily because their mind is so enslaved. They come to their box voluntarily every single day to do whatever their overlords tell them to do and say, yes, master, I hope this is offending you right now. Oh, I hope it. I hope so. Because if it is, that means I'm doing my job. Because whenever your feelings are hurt, your soul is growing. Whenever you're in your feelings, I can't believe she said that about the federal government. They're doing so much good. Name one good thing the federal government did for anyone at any time. If you don't realize that the government is about enslaving you. So what's been saying? No offense here. I know that's right, Soul Whisperer. We're on the same page. You don't see it. People don't see it. Please share this vid with 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 of your family members that get up every morning. Oh, they're so dutiful. They're so diligent. They go to their slave wage job every day. I've been talking about jobs forever, and I'm telling you, if you hang around me for probably more than 6 months or a year, you're not going to have a job. The job is the worst possible thing you could have. Why? Because it so limits you and so takes over your whole world that no longer is the great work number one. Survival is number one. Most people, survival is number one. The great work, well, 2 or 3 when I get to it. But I'm too tired. Yesterday, I set up my whole altar in my sacred space. Took all the time I needed to do it. Finally got all of the elements lined up. Never rush yourself to do anything. If you let it unfold, it unfolded yesterday. Watch the magic I'm about to do in that. Oh, it's about to be all the way on. Oh, these dark forces are going down, baby. Not on my watch, not on your watch. Do you think we're on A Course in Miracles every morning for our health? Yes, we are. And so that we are tooled in our consciousness to know the truth, to be the light, to see the light beyond this craziness and to end the craziness. Your warriors in the light. Now, here's the only thing that's going to stop you from picking up your sword and vanquishing the pack forces, the dark forces. This is the only thing that, and what dark forces are we talking about? We're not talking about people, we're talking about energy. Fear, ignorance, Mark Passio, please watch him. What on earth is happening? Mark Passio, he said this: there are four killers in consciousness. Come on, Soul Whisperer, they going down. I know that's right. Come on. Four killers in consciousness: fear, ignorance. What? No, no, no. Pardon me. Let me go back. Fear is an expression of cowardice. I'm going to give them to you again. Ignorance, apathy. Let me get them exactly as he told them to me because I wrote it down. I wrote down his words meticulously yesterday in my journal. I was on a 2.5 hour Mark Passio What on Earth is Happening podcast. He would give you more in one podcast than you probably get in 10 years. Here they are. Write them out. Ignorance, apathy, I just don't care. It's whatever. Let me just smoke another blunt, whatever. Laziness, won't get your mind to do research, study, go for things, go for your dreams. And cowardice, too freaking afraid. And the cowardice is getting most people. Cowardice. What is cowardice? You would not do the big scary things. Oh my God, every day I force myself to do big scary things. Every day. I live a scary life. I live a scary life. I've chosen to live a scary life. I've chosen to live a life that is ruthlessly courageous. I mean, who in the world would be part of a movement called Christian witches unless you have chosen total courage in your life? That Christ was a magician, one of the greatest magicians ever. And that's the footsteps I walk in. Yep, I'm a magician and I am a witch and I follow the Christ teachings. Christ consciousness, all about it. And I do magic every single day. And have all the Christians come for you. You think that's fun? No, 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 no. Here is the law. The law is the divine will. The divine will trumps everything else. What is the divine will? Not that you be some punitive, sinful little slave, slaving away for God, aesthetically living in a monastery. I mean, if you want to do that, that's all good. It's not required. Some people come to do that. It's beautiful if that's what you're here to do. Beautiful. No, no, no. It's I am a warrior in the light. I bring the love and the light so bright that the darkness dispels everywhere I go. And I am freeing myself and everyone who wants to be free from the hypnotic web that has been weaved on this planet of bad food, a pill for every freaking thing, 17 hours of social media every day, can't cope, more suicides than ever during 2020 and 2021, disconnection from people, overlords that want to tell you you can't use crypto, you can't use the sovereign money, and making you go to jobs. And then when you go to a job, you get the 401k and they steal your money. And then they tell you you can't have it back. For how long? Oh, but then the government has to say, no, we're going to get a bunch of that. And you think this is living. Wow. Wow. How did we get here? We let it happen. And all the warriors of light that came from Christ to Kuan Yin to Dr. Martin Luther King to Malcolm X to Gandhi to Mother Teresa, all of the warriors of the light told you the same thing. Ye are gods, get up and use your divine power. But you're so freaking afraid to be seen, afraid to stand up, afraid to pick a side. I'm a warrior in the light, afraid that there's going to be a target on your back, afraid of being big, rather be little, afraid, too freaking afraid. I'm done talking.
Najami, you're up. Bushwoman. Okay, we'll go to Rainbow Warrior, and then back to Bushwoman.
Namaste. Thank you. I don't know if I'm in trouble for coming in late today.
You're not in trouble. You can never be in trouble, Rainbow.
No, but what you say is divine. I was just in another room, if that's allowed, and someone asked me a question. They asked me, Rainbow, what's your discernment? And I didn't even know what the word meant, so I had to go and look it up at Google. And right away I could see it says, judge well. Now, I'm not some sort of a William Teller, so I just said to them right away, life's more like a spell. When we're experiencing life unfold around us, we don't have time to judge. It's more just about experiencing, basically. And what you're saying about working for government departments or certain jobs, absolutely. I used to work back in the day for the Youth Offending Service, so I was a civil servant. So it even tells you in the name. And I don't know, they used to pay us crap money, and we used to do loads of hours, and they used to make all these promises, but say that there's no money. But we could see the managers and the directors, they were all happy as can be financially. It was just us that were being squeezed, you see. So when we squeeze ourselves in somebody's box, we don't really rock. So, and you taught me, because I had got off my flow, out of my soul's flow. And I'm very grateful, because I tell everybody, you don't need to know and you don't need to be in control. Just allow your soul to flow, and everything then unfolds like gold, basically. And I got myself in a pickle, and the Rev got me right out of it beautifully. I got myself back in my thinking mind, and let's just say she showed me I wasn't following what I was teaching. Blind faith. The magic's all inside, as you see, and you're not going to find it so long as you're trying to please everybody else. Basically, it's all about going inside, and then you feel that inner shine, 7 chakras up your spine. That's a gift from the divine. So just stay out your mind and allow things to unfold as you live as opposed to exist. And thanks for a threatening message the other day, by the way. It made me chuckle, but it got me right back into my shape of shuffle.
I only threaten people I love. No, I'm kidding. I threaten them to be great. I threaten them to be spectacular. Also, which is coming for you. You're a powerful warrior in the light, Rainbow.
We all are. We all have a soul, and it is pure gold. And like I say to folk all the time these days, when your mind perceives fear, just remind that your soul's more powerful than a spear. Destiny, growth, has to be at the other side of old perceived fear. And everything becomes clear to a degree. You become your own seer. And there's nothing like it. It's amazingly amazing as things are unfolding and all the synchronicities come in. Far away from anything you'll find in your thinking mind, obviously, because we're ever evolving. And that's what I believe is now happening globally. We're in the awakening, basically.
Yes.
So just enjoy the show. Allow your soul to flow. You've got nothing to lose but your misery, and everything again that comes from your own magic and mystery.
Delicious. Delicious. I promised you all yesterday that I would get that book to you, the brand new book, because we're warriors in the light. Come on, come on, come on, come on. And this book, I'm going to show it to you now. It's just. Members, you have it. Members, you have the book. Members on the YouTube channel, that is. If you are a member on the YouTube channel, you are supporting this channel at $4.99 a month every single month. You're freaking fantastic. You're freaking spectacular. And you have it. We have a bond. We have a beautiful connection. Because remember, all these are not monetized. None of these videos are monetized on YouTube. So if you love what's going on here and you would love to support the YouTube channel and you're not in Ascension or you're not in some of our other programs, that's an easy, inexpensive way to support this work of being warriors in the light. That's what Reverend Val Love is, a warrior in the light. Mama Nika! Oh my God. Come on, come on, come on, come on, Mama Nika. Here is the book, Spiritual Badassery. Spiritual Badassery. Now, let me hone in a little bit closer on the book itself. And you can see there is the book, Spiritual Badassery. Get unstuck. Stop being afraid. Ascend the dark night of the soul. Stop making excuses and become a spiritual badass. Get off your fanny and bust a move in this universe. You love the cover, loves to run, yay! We got some feedback on this cover. Harmony loved this cover. And when Harmony loved the cover, I knew I was onto something. She was the first person I showed the cover to because Harmony has a bad and ugly cover vendetta. She's on a vendetta to rid the world of all ugly book covers. So when it passed the Harmony test, I was so happy. I was so happy. Spiritual badassery. What is in this book? Wait till you see what is in this book. Oh, Soul Whisperer, it's gorgeous. Yay! You all get the ebook. It has over 20 coloring pages. It has stories. It is an omnibus edition of No Excuses Manifesto, Dark Night of the Soul, and Why You're Stuck, plus 20 coloring pages. Oh, you got it, Soul Whisperer. Soul Whisperer, what was your thoughts? Did you look through it yet? And over 40 journal pages with processes, with stories. It is a workbook, and it's going to be in hardcover, 8.5 by 11 hardcover. We're talking about a coffee table book. It's going to be a hardcover, and it's also going to be a paperback. And of course, it's the ebook. That's the fastest way that I can get it to all of our members on the channel. I freaking love you, members. You are awesome. To get it, you just go to your member channel, your member portal right here on YouTube. And if you're a member for only $4.99 and you get the ebook version of all these books, you're saving a shit ton of money. I can tell you that. And so thankful. This book, the ebook is not going to be available anywhere else other than to our members. You will not be able to get it on Amazon. You will only be able to get the ebook version if you're a member. And can't be a member where I live. Oh, good, Kathy. First, the book is in review, so it will be on Amazon soon. It's in review. So it'll be published on Amazon, hardcover and paperback. If you pick up this book, I'm telling you, it's got stories in it. It's got my stories in it of fear stories, my rock climbing wall story, my story of being, bullied as a kid by Champ. How do you overcome these deep fears, these traumas? How do you be a spiritual badass? This is practicing spiritual badassery. This is practicing spiritual badassery. Okay? And all over the world, for all of our family members that are all over the world, you can order, because my books are sold in several countries, you can order the paperback or the hardcover, okay, when they are released on Amazon. And we'll let you know when they're released. I'll show it to you. You will know when they are released on Amazon. So get ready for some spiritual badassery in your life. Get ready, okay? That's my gift to us to fight this. Get up, light workers. Stop being afraid. You, Klaus, and all these, politicians and all these people. Bill Gates is not afraid. He's buying up a shit ton of farmland to grow what is my question. That's very suspect. Bill Gates buying farmland to grow his crops that he put in a that he got the seeds from a laboratory. Oh my God. And you know what Mother Nature is doing? She's laughing at us. Yep, this will be the next species that'll go extinct because they're just nuts. They're just out of alignment with the universal order. If you put a baby's mouth anywhere other than to a mother's breast and you think that you're going to get perfect results, you are out of alignment with universal order, and I have no problem telling you that. Humans are the only mammals that take mammal milk from other mammals and give it to their babies. Dolphins don't do that. Whales don't do that. Cows don't do that. We're smarter than cows. No, we're not. No, we're not. I'm on my soapbox, so let me stop preaching. Who's next? Is Bushwoman speaking? Bushwoman's on stage. Is she speaking? Or she is maybe not able to speak. All right, what's the good word, family? Else we gonna be done for the day. I already got my download about next year. Oh my God. Next year, we're doing the text. Next year, we're doing the text. These lessons are the workbook for students, lessons 365. 360, the last one we do 5 times. These lessons that we've been going over for many, many, many years. A lot of people who are avid students of the course, we've been going through these lessons for a very long time. And now we're about to go into the text, January 1st, or maybe somewhere around there, somewhere around our party. The cover is beautiful. I know the content is life changing. Yay, Reverend C, yay. Wow. Great feedback on the cover. Thank you, family. This one is an unusual one. This one, you just want to have this textbook lying around. You get into a whoop, 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 just pick it up, flip it open, put your hand somewhere, and that's going to be the answer for you. Or just flip it open and color one of the meditation pages in there. Or flip it open and journal on some of the journal sheets there. This book is so freaking beautiful. I love this book so much. So much. I love it so much. I love it so much. All right, Galactic Signature. Who else is sharing a Galactic Signature?
I just want to say thanks for living up to your name, Mom. Because I don't know if you figured it out yet, the same as me, M-O-M. Nobody really considers what these things mean. To me, made of magic. You see?
Wow. Oh, that's delicious. Continue.
Well, I was just about to say, life isn't just about the destination. It's about the magical ingredient to get there in the end, you see. And every time I come into this room, soulful food, basically, and you definitely are made of magic. You even created a couple, you see. Well, 3, isn't it? Aye. 3 of your kids you've got. But anyway, I won't go on. But I just love coming in and thank you for welcoming me into the family. I'm very humbled and honored.
Rainbow, you got the goods. We cannot fight the light, the warrior. We cannot fight with the light without you. Everyone is essential. Rainbow Warrior is essential to this. Yes, Harmony is essential. Queen Vashti is essential. Everyone is essential. Stand up, magical beings. Stand up. It's the badassery for me. Robert said it's the badassery for me. We're going past spiritual gangster. We're going to spiritual badassery. Oh, Barbara! Welcome, new member. Woohoo! Love it. There's a lot of books waiting in there for you. There's a whole treasure trove waiting in there for you for $4.99 a month, members. And you keep all of these videos without ads, no ads on any of these ACIM miracles, A Course in Miracles videos. All right, let us go. Oh, good question. Who is God? Is she a woman or a man? Neither. And the only way that you really can know who God is, meditation. That's the only way. Meditation. Go within. Go within.
Okay, it's time for the Galactic Signature.
Yes, it is.
Okay, today we're on Kin 25, Red Crystal Serpent. I love the synchronicity with this. I dedicate in order to survive. Universalizing instinct. I seal the store of life force with the crystal tone of cooperation. I am guided by the power of navigation. I dedicate in order to survive. Universalizing instinct. I seal the store of life force with the crystal tone of cooperation. I am guided by the power of navigation. I dedicate in order to survive. Universalizing instinct. I seal the store of life force with the crystal tone of cooperation. I am guided by the power of navigation. Red Crystal Serpent, Kin 25.
That is delicious. And that's you. You're Blood Clan, right? You're Blood Clan, right?
I am Red Earth. I am Blood Clan.
Represent Blood Clan. A Bushwoman is messaging us she put in the chat on YouTube that she is not able, she keeps saying hello, but you're not able to hear her on Clubhouse. Bushwoman, is your mic unmuted? You have to tap
I don't see the mic on her at all. I don't even see her mic.
Clubhouse does that sometimes. Sometimes it's wonky. You have to go out and come back in. We would love to hear from you, Bushwoman, because we couldn't hear anything at all, and it looked like your mic was muted. You were muted the whole time. So do you want to share? What did you say, Queen?
Oh, no, I was asking, do you see a mic for it?
I do. A PTR, pull to refresh, do a PTR.
Mm-hmm.
I see her on stage. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's not connecting.
I did that with me in the last room, actually. So I had to close down Clubhouse and then come back in. So if you try that, I'm sure you'll get back in. And love the message just there, by the way, from Lady. Crystals don't absorb, they radiate. And that's the choice we've all got, you see.
Testing.
There you are.
Oh, yes, okay. You had to go out and come back in. Wow, okay, great to know. Good lesson learned today. So, being a spirit, I have the book, the spiritual Effing badass.
She put an effing in there. Oh no, I love that.
Listen, that's my favorite word. I don't know who said that word was a curse word. Who said that? We so believe things that we hear. And I have the beautiful book that I am black and beautiful by Harmony. So I want to give to my niece.
Oh, beautiful.
Actually, and the mermaid outfit. So, this is such a great, juicy conversation. The dead conversation cracked me to F up. I'm like, yo, when people say in a funeral, it's so unfortunate that so-and-so died. I said, why is that unfortunate? First and foremost, we are bought into the matrix. Yes, we are in the matrix, but we don't have to be part of it. I totally agree with that. I'm trying to get in my dibs here because I know others want to speak. My spiritual gangster avatar is that sister in Black Panther, the one with the bald head and the spear.
Woo, baby.
That is my spiritual
Oh, that
gangster.
is so you, Bushwoman.
That is so me. When I saw her, I think I mentioned this to you, Kaisi, I'm not sure if I did. When I saw that movie, it brought me back to my many lifetimes, and it reminded me of a conversation I had with my father. That's why I knew I was always an awakened child. My father asked me one day for Christmas, what do you want for Christmas? I said, I want 3 spears. A shield, a horse, a Black Panther, and a lion. And the look he looked at me like, where did this child come from? What was this child? It was no doll. It wasn't none of that. Wow. And if you just give me a doll, which they give me many toys for Christmas, I always got spanked because I would go in the kitchen, take a knife, and I will experiment on the doll because I like to know what made the doll eyes blink or make that chicken go cluck cluck and an egg came out. I said, that is fascinating. Let me see what's going on inside of this. And I would get spanked all the time. We really need to practice daily how to change consciousness. While we are in the matrix, we don't have to be part of it. And listening to conversations like this, and when I talk to my patients and clients, I say, you have to change your rituals. Ritual is, besides the shit shower, shave ritual. You have to listen to things first thing upon rising. You have to practice certain things. I say when I'm in the shower, while I'm on the throne, while I'm walking, while I'm sitting in front of my desk, I am listening, plugging in. If I'm not plugging into Kaisi, I'm plugging into somebody, something. Because it's so easy for the mind and the consciousness to go dark.
So
you can get so swept up and caught up into the madness of the moment. But you have to be part of it. So I practice this exercise while I'm sitting in the audience watching my life on stage, and I'm watching certain characters or spiritual vampires trying to drain the life out of you. And therefore I designed how in my head, my own magic, how I'm going to write a script for my day, how I'm going to react, how I'm going to respond. And I call Spirit all the time. Spirit, how to handle the situation. Spirit, what to wear, what to eat, how to deal with this. And 9 out of 10 times or 8 out of 10 times a day runs smoothly the way how I designed it and played out in my head. And some days I get caught up in the matrix and I want to cuss, and I do, But this is a wonderful, thank you, Kaisi, for showing up authentically, unapologetically, and being that guiding star that guides us, that shows us, and we all are that. Matter of fact, my name, Najami, is origin from the Quran. That means a star in the heavens to help people find their way, and I do it in different ways. And I'm so happy, grateful, and thankful that I am in the circle of other light workers and light souls and new ones that are coming on, because we are of the same tribe. I'm complete.
Bushwoman, I brought up your warrior alter ego on the screen, the live stream, so everyone could see it. And she is a badass. Badass. So that's a yes.
Is one allowed, sorry, Kaisi, is one allowed to say any projects they're working on this clubhouse? I don't want to offend the rules, or is that possible, or that's not part of the rules?
All good. Usually we don't do promo, but we'll make an exception in this one moment. What are you working on?
So we had a program that was supposed to start today, event called Tribute to the Rhythm Section, what we call the engine room within the Trinidad and Tobago steel pan culture, but it got postponed. And for those who are in Brooklyn, I sent some stuff out. The rain date is Thursday, the 16th from 6 to 9. So Bushwoman's Conversations Project, in collaboration with Juve Trust Collective and 2J's and Friends, we are honoring the rhythm, the music of the percussionist, which is part of most orchestras or bands, but we use the hub, the hub from the car wheel as part of an instrument. We heat it up, we tune it, and it makes up. And if you are in an engine room section, carnival time, or anytime you hear steel pan and you hear the rhythm section, you can go into power. That it evokes that energy within you. So we are honoring those people who play that, and we are talking also about the spirituality of the sound as well. Last year we did the flag wavers. I'm a professional flag waver. I danced the flag in honor of Oya. Oya is the Orisha of the spirit and the underground and wind. In the Marvel comics, that avatar, that cartoon character, Storm, is also Oya, considered Oya as well. So that's what I'm working on at the moment. And yeah, that's it. Thank you so much. Also, my YouTube channel, please like, share, subscribe, Bushwoman's Conversations Project. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Bushwoman. And you know, it's a beautiful sound that comes from the steel drums.
Yes.
Whenever I'm in the Caribbean and I hear those steel drums, I just go to another place. It's a certain frequency of the steel drums.
Yes.
Yeah. Certain sounds just take you straight in. For me, it's bagpipes, it's steel drums, it's drumming. A lot of these, the flute, Native American flute takes me straight in. These sounds, these frequencies, each people has a frequency that'll take you right in. Right in. Don't you love that? Jackie, Red Planetary Serpent, it's your birthday. It's your Galactic Signature day. Of course, I know we're Red Crystal Serpent today. And your Red Planetary Serpent. Who's her Namaste Life? White Planetary World Bridger. You're in the Truth Clan along with me. All right, family. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Bushwoman, I'm so happy that you got to share with us that when you were little, you wanted a spear and a lion and armor. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, that adds
Don't
up.
forget the panther. Forget the panther.
Oh, a panther. Wait a minute, a panther and a lion?
I believe that's what she said. Bushwoman.
Bushwoman.
Yeah, the horse. The horse, a black panther, and a lion. 3 spears and a shield. And 3 drums. Look at the drums. I always wanted drums. So drums was part of the story as well.
And 3 spears.
And 3 spears.
How could you use them all, or just in case one breaks?
Well, one would be on my back, one would be at my side, and one may be strapped onto the horse. You have different types of spears. You got short spears, you got long ones. So you have different spears that can be used for different things. Because I love weaponry. I love swords. I tried fencing as a kid in high school in New York.
Come on.
So I like bows and arrows. I like things like that. So I knew in my past life I was definitely a warrior queen.
Yeah.
For real. Because there's some people I really want to take the head off. When they piss me off, I really think that, you really got to go. But everybody have a purpose. So then my other side, my empathic side says, everybody have a purpose. They do. They have a lesson to teach you. Either what to become or what not to become.
Yes, indeed. You are definitely a warrior queen. You are definitely a warrior queen. And she's super tall. So we know she was probably of the Amazon bloodline. Super tall. And yeah, you even have the build of one of those warrior queens. So yeah.
I wear heels too. I wear heels, 4-inch, 5-inch, 6-inch heels. I wear heels.
So that probably put you at how tall are you?
I knew I was 6 feet when I was younger, but I believe I shrunk. So I'm now like, they tell me I'm 5'10" and a half, maybe 5'11". Yeah, about 5'10" and a half, 5'11". And I wear heels. When I used to wear heels when I was younger, as people said, you don't need to wear heels, you're already tall. I said, whose rule is that? Who said that? I had self-esteem issues growing up as a child in Trinidad because I was the tallest kid in kindergarten. I used to be teased a lot. My mother sent me a yellow raincoat from the States, and I was called Big Bird, heckled and teased. So I had complex issues, self-esteem issues with my height until I came to the U.S. And I saw all these beautiful, tall women. I used to look at Tamara Dobson. Tamara Dobson was a tall chick. I don't know if anybody remember the movie. Tamara Dobson was a black actress. She was very tall. She was over 6 feet. And she used to kick Whitey ass a lot in the movies. It was around the Shaft time and all of those, that era when we had great movies of black heroes and sheroes, doing great things. So my confidence grew when I came here and I saw all these tall women. And then I took a psychology class, and that took it up a notch in high school. And I started working on myself and listening to tapes by Les Brown and Tony Robbins. When we had audio tapes, I started listening to things from high school. My conversation in high school was always deep because my friends couldn't follow me. So it started, my ascension started then, in small ways, and reading was always my thing. So I still have to read spiritual books and deep books and things of that nature. But when people tell me I shouldn't be wearing heels, I said, excuse me, really? So I always wore heels. I love heels. I love cultural clothes, Indian clothes. I got Japanese clothes. I got, Mexican clothes. I just love it all. I just love flavor and color, and wear your colors. It shifts your mood, makes you feel real happy.
Profound. On YouTube, we have a question. What is a blood tribe? That's such a good question. And I'm going to refer you to a resource that will help you with that. Actually, I'm going to give you 2 resources that will help you with that. One resource is you want to go to lawoftime.org. Ashley's sending out some love to Bushwoman on YouTube. Ashley's on YouTube. Ashley's always on YouTube. I love that. Ashley sending some love to you, Bushwoman. Ashley from the Christian Witches Convention over the weekend. She's sending some love to you, Bushwoman. She said, I love you, Lady Bush. And for you, wonderful being, I cannot read your name because it looks like your name is in Greek. And so I don't know how to pronounce it. I don't want to botch it. Go to valerielove.com. Let me put it on screen share for you. Oh, there it is. Go to valerielove.com, and right here, this is what you want. You want Decode Yourself. How to unlock your birth code by discovering your galactic signature, fifth force oracle, birthday song, birth angels, numerology, tarot birth cards, animal totems, and destiny markers. Whew. Is that enough? When you get Decode Yourself, you are buying Decode Yourself. If you want to buy the ebook, this is a book. It's a video book. So when you get this book, it's only $11.11. When you get this book, you get a whole rack of videos along with it. This is a book, a video book. It is incredible, and it will completely help you decode yourself. And then you'll be up to speed with everything we talk about here, and you'll understand when we say truth clan, fire clan, sky clan, blood clan. You'll understand what we're talking about, and you will understand how to apply it to yourself and to your life. You can either get the paperback on Amazon, or you can get the ebook and get instant access, or you can get both because the ebook has a lot of links in it. And the workbook on Amazon, you can write in it. Get both. It's only $11.11. All right? That will help you decode yourself. All right. Barbara, yes, I know. I have been a member for months. I had to update my payment method. Since Dubai debit card was stopped, I had to change everything. Thanks for the books. All your books are amazing. Oh, Barbara, I'm so happy. Barbara, when I saw it said new member, I was like, Barbara's already been a member. So thank you for clarifying it for me, Barbara. Thank you so much. I love you. Jackie, I have the book Decode Yourself. I haven't been able to locate the videos. Do you have the workbook or do you have the ebook, Jackie? And I'll help you with getting to the videos. Do you have the workbook or do you have the paperback from Amazon or do you have the ebook that you bought from my website? If you buy the ebook from my website, you get instant access. It links straight to the videos. If you have the workbook, you have to type in the like if you're working in the workbook, you have to go to the web page that I put in the book to get the videos. Okay? Which one do you have, Jackie? Let us know and we'll get you squared away. All right. Is that everything? Who wants to give us a closing word? I'm just going to wait for Jackie's reply. If you can reply. Who wants to give us a closing word? Rainbow, what's the good word?
Gratitude. And could you, I don't know how to find your YouTube, by the way. Could I just buy this ebook you're speaking about today?
Yes, you can buy it if you like. The book is at valerielove.com. Okay, Jackie, you have the workbook. Yay! First of all, thank you for buying it on Amazon. We love that. And family, if you would leave reviews on Amazon, that would be so amazing so that other people can also see how you're using the book. So Jackie, the link pulls up a page that doesn't exist. Okay, Jackie, we just revamped the whole website. So Jackie, what you want to do is send us an email. The email is on the website and we'll get you squared away. Okay, send us an email. The email is on the website at valerielove.com. Okay, and we'll get you taken care of. Because the thing about Amazon is we can't directly communicate with our customers on Amazon because you're actually Amazon's customer, not my customer. So we would be able to help you, yet we can't really help you, the way Amazon has it set up. So what I do is I do extra things so I can connect directly with my readers. And one way that we can connect directly is if you text us and then we can connect directly. Or if you email us. You have the workbook. Oh, yay, Pat. The workbook is amazing. Yay, you have the workbook. Okay, so I'm going to make sure that you get that, Jackie. And we're also going to update it in the paperback because when we switched over to our brand new website, hopefully everything switched over okay. The ebook is perfect. So download the ebook. The ebook is good. The paperback, we're going to make sure that it's updated. Okay. All right, Jackie, we got you taken care of. Thank you, Rainbow. Thank you, Rainbow. It's all at valerielove.com. I can't stop making books. That's what I do. It's what I love. I'm a keeper of the word, the spoken and written word. Pat, you're a yellow overtone seed. Love it. I could talk to y'all all day. All right, it's time to go live life. Love you. Send some love, everybody, to all our family all around the world. Love you, family. Have a beautiful day. Can you unmute and send some love, Bushwoman? Rainbow, can you send us some love? Love you.
Love right back.